and do a quick little live and talk about spirits and demons, because you have people on the one hand, you have people who label everything, any type of any type of dysfunction or disorder or something like that, as a demon. They just throw out there, hey, that's a demon, that's a demon. And then you have people on the other hand who may suffer from some type of dysfunction, disorder. They may think that the people who are using this word or throwing this word demon around, perhaps haphazardly. Shalom, shalom, Sister de la Nueva. Um, they think that the people who are throwing this demon word around, they're like, hey, you don't know what it's like, you don't know what's going on, you don't understand things like that. There's like no sympathy or whatever. There may be no sympathy. So you got people on both ends. JFT, shalom, shalom from Tucson, Arizona. Shalom, shalom, brother Jimmy. So you have people, on both ends of the spectrum. Those who don't suffer from it, suffer from any type of, disorder, who will just say people with disorders, they have demons on them. Now, again, I'm not saying whether it's true, false, or anything like that. That's not where I'm going. What I'm saying is, it is possible. Is what I'm saying. You can look at the scriptures and you can see with people, struck with madness or something like that, and a demon may have been. Sorry, I'm near a highway there. If you can, you guys hear me okay? Just give me put 10 in the comment. Comment 10 as you can hear me okay. But you can see that some people. Thank you, Hebrew Prince. Um, you can see in the scripture where people be struck with madness or something, right? And the demon will be cast off them or something like that. Shalom, shalom, Sister Lisi. Okay, hey, thank you, Sister Harriet. Nine. Okay, good. Um, and they get delivered from these spirits and madness, and you know sometimes people can be mute and things like that. There's different things that you can see in the Bible, right? And I think there's a level of sensitivity. Some people who may suffer, with some sort of disorder, OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, schizophrenia, or things like that. For the most part, they don't want to suffer from these things. They don't want that on them. They want to get rid of it. They want it to not be a part of their life, but they don't know how to be delivered from it. It's the problem. Now, when we have a weakness, now we know that a lot of psychological disorders are chemical imbalances and stuff, which is why they have to take chemicals to kind of balance things out, but it's not a permanent fix. That's the problem. That's really the problem. It's not a permanent fix. So, they take yada, to get delivered from it and things like that. But we know that that's, what it is. Shalom, shalom. Okay, I didn't even know you were awake. Shalom, shalom. Um, Shakina. But we know that there are some issues. Matter of fact, you know what? I pulled up a little article here. What is a psychological disorder? That way, I'm not coming from my own opinion. And this little piece was written by Barrett Bragard. It's a PhD. Okay, this is a PhD. So this is in the world. This is a person with some authority, right? So let's look at it like this. It said, okay. It says, when it comes to navigating personal relationships, it's to our advantage to be sensitive to mental health issues. Our mental health, as well as the mental health of those we love, are crucial to successful interactions. Now, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, around 1 in 4 adults in the United States is diagnosable for one or more psychological disorders in a given year. It's not easy to determine what is a psychological disorder. Okay. DSM explains the concept of mental disorder, like many other concepts in medicine and science, lacks a consistent operational definition that covers all situations. Psychologists define a psychological disorder broadly as psychological dysfunction in an individual that is associated with distress or impairment and a reaction that is not culturally expected. A reaction that is not culturally expected. When considering if something is a symptom of a disorder, consider the 3 Ds. Is it psychologically dysfunctional? 1. Is it distressing or handicapping to the individual or others? 2. Is it associated with a response that is atypical or deviant? That's 3. So there's 3 ways. Psychological dysfunction refers to the cessation of purposeful functioning of cognitive emotions or behaviors. Okay? Psychological dysfunction refers to the cessation of purposeful functioning or cognitive emotion or behavior. Okay? So when we look at scriptures, the reason why people say or bring up, oh, they're spirit, it's spiritually divine or demonically inspired and things like that. I know some people throw it around, real easy, right? But I want everybody to take a little pause and realize that sometimes in scripture it talks about different types of spirits. Now we know, obviously, spirit, ghost, interchangeable. A spirit can be, it could be the power of God. The spirit can be an angel or a demon. We know, these things we already know. Spirit could be the breath of life, pneuma. Okay, we know that. Okay, but I wanted to look at a few things. It says spirit of God, or the spirit within someone's spirit became better, or like Genesis 45:27. It just said, let's see here, and they told him of all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them, and when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. The spirit, like life-giving spirit, the spirit. We see in the scripture when it's talking about the spirit of Elijah, stuff like that. The spirit. If you go to Exodus 28:3. 28:3. Look at this. And thou shalt speak unto all that are wise-hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, so on and so forth. Okay, the spirit of wisdom, you have that. Spirit of God, spirit of wisdom. You can go to, so you have that, familiar spirits, demons, angels, things like that. You go to Numbers 5, you go to Numbers 5 and 14, it says, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, so on and so forth. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled. So either way, or the same thing, Numbers 5:30, or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, right? So what I'm saying, the point is, there's a lot with spirits. So what happens is that when we don't have emotional control, psychological control, things like that, we have to find a way to fast and entreat the Most High to help be delivered from these things. Again, I'm not saying it's not a real problem. I'm saying it is a problem. It's a real problem. People are afflicted by those things, and I think that we need to be knowledgeable and cognizant of it and things like that. Be sensitive to it, because there are people wrestling with it. People who they want to be delivered from it. They're like, I don't want this in my life. I don't want to take a pill for this. I don't want to have to do any of this stuff. But they seem to be stuck. So we got to pray for them and try to help them. Help them and have a little bit of understanding from that. There's a lot of spirits out there, and they take some of our. As a quick aside, as I move the topic and look at some of the things that are in the flesh, some problems that we have in the flesh, we may have some debased desires, right? And the enemy knows that we have that as a particular weakness, right? He knows we have that as a weakness. And what is he going to do? He's going to use that, okay? So that spirit will come upon you, and it will have you trying to get you to give in to that spirit, to that desire, whether it be bad, good, whatever. But it'll try to, and I'm talking about the bad ones. it'll try to have you get into those desires, okay? The desires that we know, are not good, that we're struggling with. I mean, it could be a drug addiction, it could be, homosexuality, it can be food addiction, it could be any type of unhealthy propensity, any type of healthy proclivity that we may have that draws us away, from our better self. Anything like that that draws us away, and we struggle, with those old, that old man. We got to kill that old man. That's what, the baptism and being renewed and things like that, and get delivered from that. So we know that's how the enemy operates. We know his devices and stuff. So he's going to come after us. He's going to he's going to attack your weaknesses. That's why I was like, okay, don't be anger and give the devil a foothold. Any of these base emotions, any of these primal fleshly type emotions, okay, contrast that with the fruits of the spirit, right? Which is, self-control and temperance and things like that. Contrast that, okay? When you have these lesser, emotions that draws us away from the Most High, you take a look at that. You really take a look at that, all right? And just juxtapose both of those good and those bad emotions, those good and bad emotions. Look at those things, okay? Because that's what the enemy's trying to do. He's trying to draw you away from what you should do. He's trying to draw you away, definitely, and take control of you. So take an inventory. I mean, for one, just take an inventory when you fall short, when you get weak. Inventory those type things. Because I know there's some brothers and sisters out there, suffering from certain things, and I know you're praying for deliverance. And there's people out there who have gotten delivered from it. So it is completely possible. I'm not really worried about those who give into it and who want to be, I'm fine just the way I am or whatever, and this is how God made me and all that. I'm not worried about those people. That's reprobate. Okay, that's reprobate. If you know that there's something in you that is not benefiting your life and it is hindering your walk, then you may want to focus on trying to be delivered from that. And again, like I said, some of us who may not suffer from those type of things need to just kind of understand. And if there's an area where we can help a brother and sister or something, pray, fast, lay hand, anoint, whatever the case may be, all the spiritual things or whatever, then do that. And I'm talking about the ones who want to be delivered. I'm not talking about worrying about those who don't care. Those, they don't care. They're like, well, whatever. This is just how I am. Okay, fine. If they love their addictions, they love their affliction, they love it. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Okay, the enemy got them. Leave them alone. But those who are crying out, let's turn our attention towards them, focus on them. So, again, like I said, yes, a familiar spirit can use our infirmities against us. They can jump right in and use it. And you've heard people have the expression, they're like, I wasn't myself, or you were beside yourself, or I felt like I wasn't in control. It's those moments. Someone said, man, who am I talking to? Who are you? It's like I don't even recognize you, like completely, different person. It's moments and things like that. So just wanted to touch on that a little bit. You got my thoughts. I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. Put them in the comment section below. Until next time, Israelite Prepper, shalom.